going behind and beyond the music. It's Real Talk with G-Love and Kenny the Rocker on Florida Man Radio.
Hey, G-Love, are you ready?
I'm rocking.
Hey, you are headbanging over there, right?
Yes, I am.
On the phone, everybody loves this band in America. This is a great American band. Everybody loves it. They just did on that song right there, Midnight Dynamite, re-released their 35-year anniversary on it. Hell of a guitar player on the phone from the band Kicks, Brian Forsythe. How you doing, Brian?
Great.
Hey, you know, I screwed up your name like 100 times. How do you say your last name? Is it Forsythe? I want to say Forsythe, but there's no T, right?
It's Forsythe with a TH.
Got to go th.
No, you don't have to th.
Yeah.
You just say Forsythe. There's
Forsythe.
no th. There's none of that going on.
Hey,
I don't understand why
G-Love,
you kick. Oh, my goodness.
You're giving me too much pressure. Say hi to Brian, by the way.
Hi, Brian. I know how to say your name. Forgive Kenny, please.
Well, you can always just use Brian Damage. It's a lot easier.
Yes.
Hey, go
yes,
ahead.
I told you. And listen, I just tagged Brian Damage Forsythe, and you know it won't let me post. What did you do on Facebook?
What do you mean? Won't let you post?
It just won't let me post it. I don't know why.
We had this conversation before we came in. We want to know where the Damage thing came from.
Yeah.
Well, it actually ties in with the whole Midnight Dynamite thing. That's when I acquired that was during the recording of that record. Bo Hill named me that, and it stemmed from I would show up. You know, we'd get done recording at night and just go out on the town. So I would show up the next morning with a hangover.
Right.
And this one particular day, well, first of all, Bo used to call me Brain.
Okay.
That's what instead of Brian, he'd go Brain. Hey, Brain. So this one day I'm in there and I've got this like one of the worst, like a bad hangover. So I'm laying on
like a bad hangover. Go ahead.
So I'm laying on there's this couch in front of the console in the control room, and I'm laying on the couch in front of the console, and I'm just laying there moaning, and like between takes. Like he, you know, the tape would stop. He could hear me down there moaning, and at one point he walks around the end of the console and just looks at me and he goes, "You know what? We should call you Brain Damage." And it just stuck after that.
Wow.
That's funny. I guess if Bo Hills wants to call you something, you go with it. You know what I mean?
Right, exactly.
So,
Yeah.
you know, but anyways, no, listen, Kicks, you know, we put it up a couple days now and we've had a lot of people talking about it. We got a lot of people online right now as well, listening in. Everybody loves Kicks.
That's true.
Nobody ever says Kicks sucks. They're like, that band is a great band. They rock. I mean, you must be very proud to be in such a great, loved band, a talented band, by the way.
Yes, we have very devoted fans, and well, actually, you know, we get a lot of respect from other musicians too, which is really cool.
Right.
It always baffled us as to why we weren't as big as AC/DC, but yeah, we'll take what we can get.
Right. No, you guys had a great career, and still has a great career. Now, speaking of that, Brian, have you ever been this long off the road? I mean, have you ever seen anything like this before?
No, never. Not since the 70s.
Right. I mean, like I said, we made it through the 80s.
What happened in the 70s?
Well, he is brain damaged, right?
Yeah, right.
That's his nickname.
I guess so.
No, but how's the morale? How's the band holding up? I mean, obviously, tell us a little bit about this Midnight Dynamite relit. Now, is this like a remastered, reissued kind of thing?
Yeah, it's the same. It's the same thing we did with the Blow My Fuse,
right?
Where Bo Hill just took it and. Well, his initial thing was I think he wanted to do Midnight Dynamite first. I forget exactly how that happened, but because of the Blow My Fuse anniversary came up first, he asked if he could do that one.
Oh, okay.
And he just took the master tapes and remixed them without even listening to the original. So this one, though, he really wanted to do this one because this was his record,
right?
And so he did the same thing. He just we acquired the master tapes, and he just took them and just did a total remix. And, the unfortunate thing is I have not heard it yet. I'm still waiting. They haven't sent me the files, so I haven't even heard it.
So he actually he actually remixed it, though. I mean, it didn't just mastered. He actually remixed the whole thing.
Yeah, it's a total remix.
Wow. So that's going to be interesting for you, anyways, right? I mean, you'll be like, oh, what happened there?
Yeah, because people are, I'm seeing comments, and I can't wait to hear it because people are saying, oh yeah, I'm hearing things I never heard before, and like guitar parts that I never noticed, and it's like, oh wow, I want to hear that.
Oh my God.
I'm sure it's awesome, by the way. But another thing about Brian too, Brian, and I think you can pretty much say this, he is a foodie, man. This guy he's got his own YouTube channel doing food. I know he on Facebook, he seems on social media, he drops some kind of chef thing that he's cooking, breakfast, lunch, whatever. Tell us a little bit about that, Brian. How'd you get into food like that?
Wow, it's weird. I don't know what started it, but looking back now, I realize some of my first jobs as a teenager were in the food industry. I worked at a pizza place early on, like right out of high school, and
right.
I was basically the short order cook and the pizza guy. So I learned how to do all that stuff, and I used to take pride in my, I'd fix a pizza and send it out there, and I always felt like I made the best pizzas, and so I think it came from that time of my life, I think.
Right.
But I've always loved food. I love food, and I love, like on the road, I love going out to diners, especially diners. Diners are my thing.
Yeah. It is always fun to go to a town, say you're in Milwaukee, and you happen to go to the local diner in that town, and they have that one cook that cook. No, that's the fun part I got going on the road, is eating all that food.
Yeah.
New England clam chowder. New England clam chowder in New England, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and when I get on the road, that's what I do. As soon as I get to the hotel, I get my laptop out and I do a search of all the diners in the area, and I even scan their menus, and I pick out the best one.
Wow, you really are into it.
How do you stay so skinny, man? Just lucky guy? I mean, you're just a good eating that way? I seen the food you're putting out, man, steaks and with eggs and all this kind of stuff, and I'm like, man, he's skinny.
He does portion control.
Is that what it is? Is it
Sure.
portion control?
Actually, no. I'm surprised I stayed skinny for as long as I did, but I finally, because I'm a sweet-aholic too. I mean, I love sweets and cake and cookies, but I finally cut all that stuff out. Like the older I got, the more I started realizing it wasn't going to turn out well
right.
if I kept going like that. So now I only eat. I got onto the keto thing before it became a huge fad. This was like years ago. I started on that, and then I've like honed it down to now I just do. It's called the carnivore diet, which is just animal products. I don't do any vegetables or fruits, or I don't do any sugar, no grain. So it's just all meat and like protein and fat. Really, is all I eat.
Is that like an Atkins thing? Is that how? I mean, something like that, right?
Well, there's Atkins. You have the South Beach diet. Then you have the
all
keto.
Protein,
yeah, I mean, it's just cutting out your processed foods and sugars. I mean. Listen, it's really not that hard, but people just, like, if you're a big pasta eater, then you're going to load in carbs. I mean, there's no way to get around it, Rice, if you're a big rice eater, luckily I'm not those things. I don't have to have pasta, especially on Thanksgiving.
Yeah. Well, the thing that I've discovered, though, now that I'm eating like this, I can eat as much. I don't count calories. I don't portion control. I just eat until I'm full, and then I'm not hungry, and I just go until I'm hungry again. And a lot of times it's like, 18 to 22 hours, like from the end of my day to when I eat again.
Wow.
So I end up just eating a one humongous meal in one day, and then that'll be it.
Wow.
Well, and that's not real good either. I mean,
I don't know, man. I like I said, I was looking. Look how skinny that guy is.
Okay,
he looks great.
You don't have to keep pointing out how skinny he is.
Well, no, I mean, looks great.
Of course he looks great, but I mean, come on.
I'm just jealous.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm jealous.
Well, then to eat like he does.
Well, that's why I'm asking him all these questions.
All right. Well, there you go.
No, plus I'll tell you another thing about Brian. The other thing about Brian too, I mean, obviously he's a hell of a guitar player, right? But he's got good swag, dude. I mean, you're always wearing cool stuff. Brian always looks super cool, thin, mean, lean. I mean, I'm just like, man, life's been pretty good to me.
You sound jealous.
I'm totally jealous.
I know.
Am I man crushing? Is that what it is?
You are something tonight.
I'm just saying.
A little strange.
No, it's not. I'm just saying Brian can rock it, man, and he eats whatever the hell he wants. I'm like pissed off about it right now.
Nice.
I got fat just sitting here.
Wow.
But another thing about Brian too, just to say, is that Brian's in the cookbook that I dropped in the summer.
Yes.
Rockin' Recipes for Autism. Mm-hmm. Brian was one of the first guys I got, and it took me about a year to raise the money. And then what he put in was beet medley over wild rice, and I sent him a book. And he's like, isn't that funny?
Yeah. It's funny because I would never eat that now.
Oh wow,
that's what I'm saying. Now he's like all carnivore, and this is like
you got to test the waters.
It's like veggie, right? And he's carnivore. But
it looks good though. Listen, I mean, I've seen it. It looks good.
I appreciate it.
It was good. It tasted good, but
yeah, you just don't do it no more.
Nah, I don't eat that stuff anymore.
Yeah. I don't know how people are real, like, the vegetarians that don't eat fish, they don't eat milk. I mean, I don't know how they do it. God bless them. They only eat the plants. That's it.
Yeah, it's not healthy.
Yeah, I wouldn't think so, but they tell you it is, so, who knows.
Well, we'll just see.
Well, it's probably better than junk food, but it's still not. There's so much missing out of, like the important nutrients are missing.
Hey, listen, we were having a debate over Wikipedia and then your own website, by the way, which is really cool. Loved reading it. A lot of good information. 1978 or go ahead, Kenny. What year?
Well, Wikipedia said 1977.
Okay, so 1977 or 1978?
When you put the band together.
Well, officially it was December 1977, so right at the end of 1977.
Why does he always have to be right?
Well, that's Wikipedia, but
yeah. Damn it.
So, Brian, you've been in the same band. How many years is? Can't even count that far.
I can't
20,
either.
30. I mean, 172 years. I mean, how do you put up with these guys? You guys must get along well. Is what I'm saying.
Well, I did take like 10 years off there for a minute.
Right. That went quick.
But yeah, I did. But yeah, well, we officially, I guess, started in 78 because 77 we only had one rehearsal in 77, and then there was a blizzard.
See, so
and we couldn't get together
right.
for like 2. Yeah, there was like 2 weeks where where I lived, it was snowed in, so nobody could come there. So then when the driveway got plowed out, then we finally got back together, and that was 78.
So there you go.
Was that in New York?
No, Maryland.
Maryland, yeah.
Yeah, it's northern.
Well, he said he wanted to be a garbage man, but then he heard the Beatles, and that was it. That's what you say right here in your bio. First sentence.
Yeah, the garbage men in my neighborhood when I was like 5 years old, or 3 or 4 and 5. I remember I'd watch them run down the street and jump on the back of that truck, and they just looked like they were having so much fun. I was like, oh man,
yeah.
I want to.
You didn't have the
That's
smell.
what I want to do.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I didn't get close enough.
Right. No. Hey, but some garbage men make good money. I know a few.
Yeah, they did look like they were having fun.
Yeah, okay.
Well, you do get to go through everybody's trash, so that's something right there.
Okay, who goes through everyone's trash?
Listen,
you would.
My dad,
I know you would.
My dad worked part-time in a little town we were in doing the garbage man thing, right? And they'd find bikes, and they'd throw it on top of the truck. They would find a chair, they'd throw it on top of the truck. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
because they
nothing-
was taking it home.
Yeah, that's what happened back then.
That's right.
Get a lot of treats. Now, Brian, how's the whole band holding up with this whole pandemic and been sitting on their butts? Everybody's morale still good?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it was a little weird at first, but I think everybody's sort of gotten used to it. I mean, I know I have.
Right.
It was just strange, like the first couple months, especially when we didn't know. Well, we still don't know how long
Exactly.
it's going to go for,
Right.
but like back then, our calendar was still pretty much full, and it would just get pushed like every month or so. The dates would start getting pushed further and further away, and so that took a little getting used to because we were ready to get back into it, and then we'd have to wait. And then finally, we just realized, we're not going to be playing the rest of the year, except for there's a couple little tiny things that popped up. But me personally, I kind of like it.
Like it too much, huh? Making you nervous?
Yeah. I mean, I've gotten used to just being home, and I get up and I have a whole like this workout room in my basement, and I go down there and I do my little workout thing, and then I come up and I think, okay, what am I going to eat today? And then I start getting my food stuff together. So it's like this just relaxed thing that I'm doing here, and I'm kind of a loner anyway, and I so I don't mind the isolation.
Well, there you go.
You don't look like you'd be a loner.
Well, because he's rock
Well,
star?
he's hot, and the fact that he just has that look that he's very social. I would never pin him to be a loner. Doesn't seem like it works for you.
Well, you just said it did.
It does.
Yeah, it does. Now you have a basement. So what are you? Where are you at? Because basements, I know, not are in California or Florida.
Oh yeah, I'm in Nashville now.
Oh, that's right. You just moved to Nashville.
Tennessee has basements?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
He just moved there like what? Just a little over a year ago, correct?
Yeah, about a year and a half, a little over a year and a half.
Yeah.
Does he know your buddy Anthony Fox?
I don't know.
No?
But the thing is, I seen pictures of Brian putting up on social media, like pictures of deer in his yard and.
Oh yeah, that's it. I'm going to Nashville. That's where everybody's going. All the stars are going.
I'm thinking about moving there too.
All the musicians. Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, there are a lot. That's kind of why I came here. I was in a long-term relationship out in California, and it came to an end. So and she owned the house. So it was like,
whoops,
I got to find a place to live. And I started looking around, and there's just no way I could find anything out there that was worth buying that I could afford. So all these people I know that had moved here, they kept saying, "Hey, you should check out Nashville. It's pretty affordable." So then I started checking it out, and sure enough, it was like, oh man, that's like way better.
Yeah.
So and the music scene is happening. That's the other bonus. Like L.A., it was just kind of dried up out there, as far as the music scene.
Brian, I was in Los Angeles in end of February, right before the whole pandemic really shut down, and I went out there and I went to the Rainbow. Okay, and it was like I felt like I was at Disney World, man. There was little kids in there and everything else. It ain't like the old days, you know what I mean? It's like that whole town, that whole rock and roll scene is like
no line of cocaine anywhere.
Well, no, not even in the bathroom. No.
Yeah.
But no, it was just. But there was little kids in there. I've never seen little kids at the Rainbow.
That's weird, man. That's just weird.
Yeah, just rock and roll's kind of out there.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, now that Lemmy's not there, now they're letting the kids in.
I'm telling you, right? So anyways, Brian, I appreciate you. When you get to Florida, you have a lot of fans down here in Florida. You know that. So everybody's waiting for you guys to get back out on the road, get down here. Again, go check out the re-release of the album Midnight Dynamite and the 35th anniversary, by the way.
Wow.
That's something to be proud of. And last thing, foodie guy, what are you doing for Thanksgiving? Are you a turkey guy on that level? You doing turkey?
No, I actually don't. I don't eat much poultry, so I'm probably going to eat a big fat ribeye or something.
Nice.
He's a loner, remember?
I'm telling you, that's not a bad combo. I'd rather have that than a turkey anyways.
There you go.
And then obviously, if everybody wants to check it out, you can go to, what's the website? It must be
Kicksband.com.
Kicksband.com. Check out all the stuff, and I'm sure you can check out Brian and all his social media.
Yeah, and the new Midnight Dynamite relit is it's right now it's available like streaming. and download. But the physical CDs are coming out. I think it's December 18th is the date. They're coming out. So there was some delay.
Yeah, let me ask you on that too, like all bands, because you know how CDs are really hard to sell these days, right? I mean, they're just in general.
Uh-huh.
I mean, everybody's doing the box sets. You know, get the CD and the T-shirt and the thing. You must have some whole big, I'm sure Kix is putting a big package for the holidays together for that.
Yeah, we've put out a bunch of, pandemic stuff too.
Right.
You know, masks and all that.
Right.
But this relit thing, it's going to be just like the Blow My Fuse. It's going to be a 2-disc package.
Okay.
And it's got the demos on there too. So you'll be able to hear the demos before we got to the studio, which is very interesting because when Mark Schenker was he was responsible for sort of getting this all together.
Right.
And he calls me up and he goes, "Hey, do you have any old demo tapes laying around?" So I dug, I have a bunch of tapes, like boxes of them. So I was digging through and I had all these different versions of different songs, and I hadn't listened to that stuff in so long. Like I pull out a version of Cold Shower and the chorus was completely different. I'm like, wow,
right.
I don't even remember doing it like that. So I sent all that stuff to Mark, and so I don't know which versions ended up on there, but I guess I'll find out.
I'll have to check it all out. So you guys all get that out there that's listening. And listen, Brian, appreciate you, man. Let us know when you get to Florida. You got a friend here, and have a great Thanksgiving.
Yeah, you too. Thanks for having me.
Appreciate you,
Brian.
And that is Brain Damage.
Yes.
Kix. We'll be right back with the 4-minute rock report when we get back.